Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading this week. I want to show you the cards that are being used for your reading this week. We're doing the weekly this week. It's 13th to the 19th of July 2020. You've got a monthly for July up, guys, so make sure you're checking that out. It will be on the end screen so you can click into that link. This week we are using the This Might Hurt tarot deck by Isabella Rotman, and that is for your general energies for the week. For the work reading, we use the Dark Mansion Tarot. And for your love reading, we're using the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Actually, I think I might switch that up. I think we'll use the Everyday Enchantment Tarot for your work and the Dark Mansion Tarot, okay? For the spiritual advice for the week, we use the Crazy Sexy Love Notes by Chris Carr. And if we need to clarify anything on the reading, we are going to use the Rider Tarot deck miniature, all right? So, yeah, that's it. Sit back, relax. And as I always say, enjoy. Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Hope you guys are having a good month so far. We're going to do the 13th to the 19th of July 2020, guys. For the reading, you'll have seen at the beginning. If you want to know what the cards are that I'm using, it's at the beginning of the actual video. It explains what decks I use this week. We're going to look at your general, we'll look at your work, and we'll also look at your love for this week. Okay, so sit back, relax, enjoy, guys. So hi Scorpio, the cards are down. Let's have a look at the message for the 13th to the 19th of June 2020. So the general message, the Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins, financial gain, comfort, luxury, value, socializing with friends. Nine of Coins energy, nice food, massage, retreat. A nice retreat, relaxation, holiday, home, apartment. Nine of Coins energy, business, setting up your own business, making money from business from home. Nine of Coins energy, gilded cage though, isolation, being in your own little bubble. Nine of Coins. Let's have a look at the next card. Okay, so I'm going to say that this looks like being in your own little bubble, perhaps isolation from friends. Okay, isolation from friends, because the Three of Cups is friends or partnerships. Let's have a look at the next one. I think the message is that isolating yourself from groups or friends is not a healthy thing to do for some of you Scorps, because the Eight of Swords is anxiety and depression. Some of you guys may have social anxiety around people here and choose to isolate yourself. So the message may be that if you've got social anxiety with the, because this is social, the Three of Cups, and this is anxiety. So if you've got social anxiety amongst people and you tend to, with this Nine of Coins energy, isolate yourself from friends, that type of thing, then what's the message? Ah, right, the Chariot. There is now time, there is now a need, Scorpio, to take charge of this, okay, with the Emperor energy. Okay, Five of Wands. There's now time to take charge of your fears. It's time to take charge of your fears. I think that what it's picking up on, and obviously it's a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. You may be a very social Scorpio who likes interacting with different people and you've got no issue with it. But I think for those of you who tend to isolate yourself with the Nine of Coins, and when you're isolating with yourself with the Nine of Coins, it's a different type of an isolation. It's not like a Nine of Swords type of isolation. You know, or even a Nine of Wands type of isolation where you're really cagey and cautious and distrustful, because the Nine of Wands in itself, dependent on what it looks like on the card, most Nine of Wands will be somebody who's standing with one wand, 8 wands behind, and they've got a band-aid on and they're looking very kind of like cautious and like, what do you want? That type of card can actually indicate suspicion and fear and distrust. This isn't about distrust, but it is for some of you guys, even though it doesn't say it. The Nine of Coins is kind of like one of those cards that will say, yeah, everything's cool, man. I've got everything I need. I've got all the nice things. You know, I've got all of my, you know, I've got my computer and I've got my internet and I've got my nice food and I've got a nice job. I go to work, I come home, got all my books, I've got a nice garden, I've got everything I could want. But the only thing that the Nine of Coins doesn't have is friends. Really, I mean, it does have friends, but in this instance, the only thing that what's going on here, I think, with that, with these cards aspecting that 8, or this 8 aspecting those cards, it's really kind of saying, you know what, actually, you're shielding, because the coins also, you know, when you get coins, you call them coins, we call them pentacles, and we also call them discs, and we can call them shields as well. All right, there's another word for coins, but I can't quite remember what it is. So coins, pentacles, discs, and shields. So the 9 of coins can actually indicate shielding, and some of you guys have been shielding yourself from groups. And I think for some of you guys, the message is it's going to become too much, or it's becoming too much. Some of you guys, social anxiety, and you choose to shield, you choose to stay away from groups because you feel socially anxious around friends and stuff. Well, it's time to take charge of this, take charge of the fear with the 5 of Wands energy. It's time to start trying to... I know that we're on this thing where we've got locked down a lot of places or stuff, but I think it's telling you really just to try and gear yourself up towards being around friends again and stop shielding yourself and hiding away. What have we got in terms of career then? So for career, we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups for me is all about new things happening. Okay, this is abundance. You know, money, abundance. I mean, it can be about money, but it's about abundance or something new coming in, because it's an Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is all about newness. So new things happening, you know, new things flourishing, new things opening up. Ace of Cups, new beginnings. But it feels like, I don't know whether it's telling you that a new, because when you get an Ace of Cups and the 7 of Swords, this 7 of Swords is avoiding the Ace. So if you get a love reading and somebody says to you, if somebody were to come to me and say, you know, what will be the outcome of my relationship with this person, and you get an Ace of Cups and a 7, this person may want to avoid being in a relationship with you. This person doesn't want love. They want to be free from it. They want to escape it, you know. So I don't know whether this is avoidance of something new. There's something new, but maybe there's an avoidance thing in there. Let's have a look at the next card, though. What's it looking back? It's not looking at the Ace, though. So the thing is, he's not looking here. So this character, Scorpio, it's not like the card is like this, where he's looking back at that Ace. Like he's running off from it. He's avoiding it. He's running back. He's running off from something else. What's he running off from? The 6 of Cups. Right, there's a couple of things here that we could say. We could say in one instance that perhaps 13th to the 19th, for some of you guys, there could be something new coming in. 8 of Cups would be a new beginning in work. It may help you to escape the past. Maybe some of you guys have had a bad situation around work, or you've had bad experiences around a particular career. So something new coming in that's going to help you to escape the past. The other thing that I'm seeing though with this card is this Ace of Cups, this new beginning coming in for work for Scorpio, might also be telling you, well, you've got this new beginning coming in terms of your career. Maybe you need to avoid the 6 of Cups. Now, when I say the 6 of Cups, I'm talking about, when you look at the 6 of Cups, it's not all about the past, Scorpio. 6 of Cups is also representing close relationships. Now, that's interesting what I'm seeing on this card. Look at this. I reckon, Scorpio, that's you. It looks like you're having some form of a party. See what I mean? Like a... I don't know whether it's a farewell party or whatever it is, but it looks like you're sitting around with friends and you talk, there's drink and there's food. There you are. That's you. That must be you. Talking away about this new thing. Now you'll notice on the card you've got one friend there. She looks like she's doing something. I don't know what she's doing, but she looks like she's looking at something. I don't know whether she looks like she's looking at her wrist. But she may also be looking at, she's looking at something. It looks like she's typing a message or something on this card. And if you look at this woman here, she looks like she's looking into a tea leaf cup, like she's trying to get more information about what's going on with your future. These two girls here look all right. They look trustworthy, the one in the yellow and the one with the dark hair here. And then dogs represent loyalty, but there's two of them on the card that I don't really trust. It's really weird. I think also you need to avoid, 6 of Cups isn't necessarily about communication, but it is about being in close and very familiar relationships. So You need to avoid, I think, getting too close though, or talking about this too much perhaps. Perhaps there is a need to avoid doing this. Because the Seven of Swords is looking across at this. So it's not just avoid, be cautious. Remember foxes, there's a fox on the bottom here. It's about being cautious. So Seven of Swords is about being cautious. So there's a need, you've got something new coming in terms of career, Scorpio. There may be a need to avoid or be cautious about, you know, there you are talking away quite animatedly. So probably a need to avoid being too open about this with this Six of Cups energy showing there. What's the next card? Stars mean to spread as well. Perhaps somebody's going to spread this. Maybe they'll spread the information that you give them. Where to? The boss. The Seven of Swords. The King of Swords. I would say here that if you're looking at doing something new, if you're in a job, Scorpio, 13th to the 19th of July, and you're looking to do something else, I would say to keep that to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Okay? Especially as well, don't engage too much. Six of Cups means to engage as well. So don't engage too much. Seven of Swords is a don't. And this is engage. So don't engage. If you're doing something new, you're looking for something new, don't engage. I would say with, it doesn't matter how close you are to someone, they could spread it perhaps to the boss. Or don't engage in talking about this new things until you've got the go-ahead, the green light from this individual here. Also, another thing that I'm thinking when I look at these cards is the Ace of Cups. This is the new beginning in terms of work. But be cautious about telling those who are nearest and dearest to you at work. Okay? Maybe some of you guys are being elevated with the star energy to a higher position of the King of Swords. Perhaps if you start telling people or telling your nearest and dearest in work, who knows? Maybe that brings about jealousy or something like that. But I think that you should avoid doing this. Okay? You should avoid doing this. Some of you guys are getting some recognition, the star energy, from a boss, from somebody who's in a place of authority and power. So this could be singular, that, yeah, there's something new coming in, but there is a need. There's three things. So something new coming in terms of work. It's going to help some of you Scorpios avoid a past situation. For some of you Scorpios, it could be new job coming in, avoid telling the nearest and dearest. They might spread it to a boss. A King of Swords, especially if you haven't got anything finalised. Avoid telling people that you're doing other things or you're looking for something new. It probably won't work in your favour. It might actually work against you. The other thing is I'm seeing you guys avoiding new job, but avoid telling those closer to you. Possibly because you're being elevated to a higher position. Could bring about some jealousy perhaps. Finally, just on the star and the King of Swords, I do see some of you guys being recognised by somebody in power. This looks like an award, possibly even getting an award with the Ace of Cups energy showing there as well. Finally, let's have a look at the love reading. Ah, another King of Swords. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't have to, but this is an individual here who is King of Swords in love, can be emotionally detached, but he can also just be somebody who's really smart, really articulate, really communicative, somebody that you can kind of have a really good conversation with. He does love. All kings and queens know how to love. It's just that he thinks more with his head than his heart, that type of thing. Let's have a look at the next one. So what's showing up with this person? Right, so we've got messages coming in. So we've got a person here, a King of Swords I'm seeing, perhaps sending Scorpio a few messages, text messages, that type of thing. The Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a funny card because this could be sensual or pleasure or something like that. It may be that you've got somebody here sending you messages. Very pleasurable, very nice with the Nine of Cups energy. Seven of Wands. Often I read the Seven of Wands in a love reading as admirers. This can be a card where you've got a lot of people that are interested in. Can you see how he's fighting all these people off with the bat? Well, that would be your admirers. The moon. The moon is secrecy. I think you've got somebody coming in, Scorpio, sending you lots of messages. If they're not sending you messages, then they're sending you signals. Because the Eight of Wands is like airways, they're like signals. So if it's not messages, then they're obviously... If it's not sort of... Not messages, sorry. If it's not text messages or emails or over social media, then this person's probably sending you a few signals. Showing here. I'm seeing somebody sending you signals here. Okay. Very pleasurable, the Nine of Cups energy. But I think that we could read it as, even though this person's doing this, there is a possibility that they've got admirers behind the scenes. So that it might be that somebody's sending you lots of kind of signals, showing you that they're interested, that type of thing. But it may be that they've got admirers behind the scenes going on here. Or this person's sending you some very nice signals or messages, sending you some very nice messages, signals. Perhaps they've admired you for a long time with the moon, or they've admired you from afar with the moon, because the moon is in secret. So either way, I think on love, you've got somebody coming in and telling you how they feel. They'll either tell you probably, or send you signals that they've liked you for a long time, or you've got somebody coming in, sending messages, signals, that type of thing, that they like you. However, they may have admirers behind the scenes. One of the two. Let's have a quick look at what your spiritual messages for the week, Scorpio. So notice the blessings is the message for the week. Gratitude puts us in a position of having instead of wanting. Thanking rather than complaining. When we are focused on what we already have and take stock of our blessings, we get more blessings. What are you grateful for? Share it with yourself and others. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful message for the week. Okay, Scorps, I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading, 13th to the 19th of July 2020. If you would like to order a personal reading, click on the link in the comment section below or the end screen. Take care, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.